Okay, so we're back at NBA Hoops, Orlando Magic here. Problem with this one is start button's a little funky. You crank it up, press the start button, doesn't want to start unless you actually really pound on that bad boy, then it will start. And then also that's possibly a gate issue. The gate doesn't want to flop open all the way. So let's start off with the start button and then move into the gate and see what's going on. Let's open up the front here and look at the start button. Alright, so we're looking at the start button right now. This is the start button right here. So when you push in the button, it doesn't look like it's pushing the micro switch all the way in. But I noticed that if I push it on certain corners, I can get the button to go all the way in. Got a little off focus there. So I'm pushing the button, and it's not really pressing the little red lever on the micro switch. But if I hit the corner a little bit, one of these corners, there you go. Button works, but I really got to still push on it really hard. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the micro switch. I think the button just may be dirty. We need to take it apart, clean it up a little bit, slap back in there, and see what happens after that. So let's take the button off, take it apart, and clean it up a little bit. All right, so I got the button here. I'm gonna get ready to take it apart, but if you notice, check it out. I'm not sure if you can hear that. Something is in there that's broken that is probably preventing the button from being pressed all the way down. So let's go ahead and take it apart and see what happens, see what we can find in there. I'm just gonna pause this real quick and then come back. Okay, so now we're back, and as you can see, that's really the problem. The piece, the little parts that hold everything together literally broke off. You can hear it in there. May even pop out, see right there. So that little piece was definitely making it hard for the button to actually press the micro switch. So this side right here wasn't even touching. So, you know, it was, that's why I was able to push on this side and it would actually press. But when I pushed on like normal in the center of the button or any other place on the button, it didn't want to work because this side's broken off. So again, just like the other button that we fixed, we are going to go through our button parts and see if we could find a new, I'm not sure what this piece is called, the inner piece of the button, so let's try to find one. Okay, so I think I found a replacement piece here. I'm just going to remove this lens and the little start cap, whatever it's called, and put it on this one. Remove this blue one and the start, and then add this one in there, and then put it all back together. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let's remove the lens. Oh, wrong one. Just gonna pry on that a little bit. Do not cut yourself with your own knife, because that would suck. We don't need this part. All right, I do need this. So we're gonna do the same thing. Just kind of put your knife underneath there carefully and pull that piece out. This piece right here, we can just toss that to the side. So now we got the button. So we're going to put the spring in, squeeze these together, put it in there. I'll line up the little holes. There. Then we can put this bad boy back in. It's got these little slots there. If you look on the back of your button, those buttons have these little tiny pegs there, and you just kind of line it up, and then put your lens cap on. And that's it. Button's good to go. Brand new button. This piece right here, you can just toss that. These pieces are to me, they are not garbage. This is still a good part, and this is still a good lens. Two good parts. So I'm going to put that back into my button boneyard and save them for next time. So let's go ahead and reinstall this back on the game. All right, so I just wanted to point this out. This is the start button hole. See the little tiny holes there? Those are so you can line up the little kind of nipples in there, and it keeps them in place and locks it in place, so that way the button doesn't spin. So the problem that you might find is that when you line it up, your button is going to be sideways. Not a big deal. We just got to pop that cap off, realign it, slap it back in there. Not a big deal. So let's just go ahead and finish putting the button back on, put the button together and see if it works, and then we'll fix the lens and get that all working. All right, so the button is back on. Everything is together. Now when we press the button, everything works fine. Both little feet, one to the front here and the one in the back, both come up, no problem. No matter where I press on the button, it works. So that's taken care of. And just so you can see, I already swapped that around. I just stuck my knife in here and popped it back out. Swapped it around, straightened it up, put the cap back on. That's it. Super simple. You don't need a lot of tools for that. Just a nice little sharp knife or a little flathead, and you'll be able to get that bad boy out. All right, so let's coin it up and start it up so we can test the gate. Make sure that's working.